it's Kathy Kinchlow here with Pure West Real Estate, reporting again from the home office. I was with you here. Actually, I was fireside, if I do recall, last time, fireside chat on April 1st. April Fool's Day had a nice little nasty weather storm. Well, today it is May 1st, May Day, and we have a beautiful spring day. The snow is finally melting here at 4,400 feet, which makes me very happy. Spring is actually going to happen. So, hey, I just want to give you a quick market update. So everyone's wondering what's going on with real estate, and we're hearing more and more on kind of the national news, but what's going on in our local market. There is a lot of talk in the national news about the desire right now for small town living and people maybe getting out of the city and moving to towns like Whitefish. We're here in the Flathead Valley, and that is definitely a rumbling that I'm hearing here in the real estate in our local market. We'll just see how that turns out. Interesting fact I did hear on the news the other day, the number one thing that buyers are looking for who are moving out of the city is a home office. So if you have potential for that in your home, you already have one, that's great. If you're thinking about listing your home, maybe carving out a little nook would be a good idea. So anyway, I'm going to present you two kind of different views of what's going on in our local market. One, just market activity from April 2019 to April 2020, and two, looking more at a trend in active properties on the market. So let's get into it. So let's take a look at this first market comparison just to see where we are in terms of this current April 2020 to a year ago, April 2020. So again, this is just a snapshot of the 30 days in April this year compared to last year, not a year to date. And this is just residential sales, so condos, townhomes, homes, but not any land. So 5 pieces of data here to take a look at just to get a feel for how our market is comparing in this environment as to how it was last year. So that first piece there, active listings, no big difference. Last year, April, there were 233 homes, properties on the market. This year, there were 230. Like, not alarming at all, but definitely surprising. So let's go ahead and look at the next piece of data there. New listings. Now, this is interesting. So last year in April, 83 new properties came on the market. This year, only 42. So that is a significant difference, only about half, and it definitely makes sense. We've all been asked to isolate from others, to shelter at home. People are not wanting to have strangers coming through their homes. So, we are seeing new homes come on the market, but definitely not what we would historically see at this time. So let's move on to the next piece there. Pending listings. So these are properties that are under contract currently in April, so they have not closed yet, but there were 30 a year ago and 24 now. So again, not a significant difference. A few less, but nothing alarming. And as we move to sold listings, we kind of see a similar pattern there. So last April, 39 homes closed, and this April, 30 did. So, only 9 fewer, which is really not, again, a significant reduction. Now, again, some of that could be, that kind of lags from March, but, by mid-March, we were, asked to be staying at home. So interesting. Yeah. And then the last piece there, median days on the market. So a home a year ago would have been on the market for 104 days, and this year 113. So, a few more days, but again, not really the differences that we would expect to see considering everything that's changed in our world. But going back to that new listings piece there, because that definitely is a change, and that could be concerning if that continues. We've kind of been in a somewhat low inventory market in Whitefish anyway. And, if we continue to see half as many listings coming on, or significantly less, that definitely creates a low inventory situation. And buyers are always asking, or sellers are asking, where's the opportunity in this market? Well, that does make it a seller's market because there are fewer homes for buyers to choose from. And, we don't know how many buyers are out there. Unemployment is high, and but interest rates are low. So, it's interesting to see, and that'll be an interesting trend to follow. So with that in mind, I'd like to take a look at one other graph here just to see how we're comparing with total inventory, as typically this time of year we ramp up in our inventory. So let's take a look at that right now. All right, so where do we stand historically in overall inventory? So overall residential homes on the market. Typically this time of year, you can see from the trend there in gray, those are 2019 numbers. We begin to slowly increase to a peak of homes and townhomes, condos on the market in July, and then it gradually comes down in August, more so in September into the fall. So I'm interested to see, that number of new listings. This will be the trend that we want to follow. If it is significantly less because people are being cautious about isolating themselves from others, and maybe just things have changed financially for them. And maybe if we don't see as many homes on the market, that that low inventory does definitely create an opportunity for sellers. So it'll be interesting to follow as we look at here. March a year ago there were 210. This year 204 properties actively on the market, and last year 3 more than there are this year. So it'll be interesting to see if we do, hit that typical summer ramp up or not, and we'll definitely keep checking in on this. And yeah, I mean, those numbers could stay where they are too if fewer people are out buying homes. But as you saw, those numbers were down just, I think it was 9 fewer homes under contract this April than there was a year ago. So I will keep an eye on this for you. And so there we have our April 2020 real estate snapshot of Whitefish, Montana in the residential market. Yeah, kind of interesting to watch. I know my personal business has definitely picked back up. It was slow for kind of that 4 to 6 weeks when we initially shut down, but I've been out working again regularly this past week. So yeah, give me a shout if there's anything I can help you with. You want to kind of look into this data, chat more about your own situation. I'd be happy to do that as long as I'm not golfing. Realtor joke, not really that funny. Anyway, take care, and I'll see you back here June 1st.